Hi, Brandon Artison, president of Champion Strategies and spokesperson for Shopsmart Autos, giving you the best information we can when it comes to your next automotive lease or purchase. Today, we want to talk about, and we'll continue to talk about throughout the year, EV vehicles. The easiest option to plug in EV is to recharge at home. If you have the ability to park near an electrical outlet or can place a new outlet near the parking spot. All home charging options, with the exception of Tesla vehicles, use a standard EV plug to connect to the car. The other end of the charging cord can be either hardwired or plugged into an existing outlet. Now, home charging stations, if you will, use either a 120-volt outlet or a 240-volt circuit, like an electric clothes dryer uses. Since most RV vehicles include a 120-volt charging cord and a 120-volt outlet are common, this is likely the cheapest or easiest option that's out there for you, the consumer. Now, using a 240-volt outlet or circuit requires the purchase of a home charging unit and possibly the need for modifications to the home's electrical system. However, using a charger buried by a 240-volt circuit has the advantage of charging much faster, from 2 to 8-fold faster, depending on the amperage in the vehicle. All current EVs can use the Ended standard EV shown, or if you don't have the standard EV, the charging cable includes with a new EV as usual a level 1 charging cable. That plugs into a standard 120-volt outlet center. Now, level 2 chargers have the same EV plug, but either plug into a 240-volt outlet or a hardwired to a high capacity circuit. So, with that said, what are the types of charging that can be done? Now, level 1, home charging. Level 1 charging cords are standard equipment on all EV vehicles. Level 1 charging only requires a grounded 3-prong 120-volt outlet and can add about 40 miles of range in an 8-hour overnight range. Now, if we want to step up to level 1 charging, we look at it as a substitute for low and medium range plug-in hybrids and for all electric batteries, which drives with low daily driving usage. Now, if you're a person where you need a home and plug station because you're in a public area, we call that a level 2. These typical require a charging unit of about 240 volt circuit, like the circuit used to power a common electric clothes dryer. The charging rate will depend on the vehicle's anticipation and their acceptance rate and the maximum current availability. With a typical 30 amp circuit, about 180 miles can be done over an 8-hour charge. Now, a level 2 charger, the most common in public chargers, and you can find them at places like offices, grocery stores, parking garages. This level 2 charger has a standard EV connection plug that fits all current vehicles except Teslas, which requires an adapter. Then there's a DC fast charging, public charging. DC fast charging is the fastest currently available, reaching out at everyone around the globe who puts in some type of method. It can typically add 50 to 90 miles in a 30-minute charge, depending on the station's power capability and the make of the EV unit. Now, Tesla's superchargers are even faster, adding up to 170 miles of range in a half hour. DC's fast chargers are most useful for long trips and on days where you know that you're going to have limited access to a charging station. Now, DC fast chargers use three different plugins and are not interchangeable. Japanese automakers typically use something called CHAdeMO standard. Most European and US makers use the CCS system. Tesla's supercharging station uses a proprietary connector that's just made for a Tesla owner. Now, we're going to pick it up from the next vehicle and we'll dig deeper into this EV because the issue, like we told you, the vehicles are coming. We now need more infrastructure with charging stations almost everywhere you like to spend your time, whether it's at work, going to the store, but we need charging stations badly. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies and spokesperson for Shopsmart Autos. And as always in parting, you go out and you make it a champion day.